Hey, this is John Madel from the front porch. We're going to do a little video here. I don't know if it's the first official episode of the Porch Show, but I have a special guest today. He's been my friend for 20 years at least. His name's Mike Hennel. He's a drummer in a band called The Summit. We just have a couple stories for you today. One story is, when I was a kid, my sister's a lot older than me, so she used to kind of tote me around, and we would do stuff together, and we always would go out to lunch. So we went to Ponderosa one day, and I was about 8 years old, and I had a pretty big appetite, so she used to take me to buffets and stuff like that. So I fill up my plate with all this food, and there's a step that goes down to the table that I didn't see, and when I was bringing my food back to the table, I tripped over the step and I fell, and food just like went everywhere. It went over like 3 people, like all over 3 people. Like I got 3rd-degree burns because the mashed potatoes were so hot, and I was really upset, but the manager came over and made me feel better. And so I just sat there and I ate lunch with mashed potatoes all over me and 3rd-degree burns and macaroni on me and stuff. But I'm going to hand it over here to Mike Hennel. He's going to tell you a funny story, and we'll probably wrap it up after that.
What's up, everybody? I'm honored to be on the porch today. I've been watching these videos, but I haven't really had a chance to be a co-star here, so I'm honored to be that here with one of my best friends, John Madel. Like he said, him and I, we met each other when we were kids, growing up in the Deer Park area. I think I met even around the junior high area, or whatever, and we just been friends ever since. You know, even I moved to Michigan, and we kept in contact, and I moved back to Deer Park, and we just kicking it ever since. But one of the stories that I thought of first today when we knew we were going to go live was me and a couple buddies. I hadn't spoken to Madel in a couple months, and before I got really, really busy in the music business and we started playing a lot during the summer, I was still going to music festivals all the time. So this is at least 10 years ago, if not longer. I think it was a little bit longer, probably around 2005. But me and some of my other buddies, we go to Hookahville in Columbus, over at Frontier Ranch, and we're settled in, walking around, watching bands and stuff. And I'm walking around, and I run into Mr. Madel here, and our friend Michelle, and then another really good buddy of ours, Elliot Coop, who's also a really solid drummer, probably one of the best in Cincinnati. And run into those guys, and I didn't even know they were at that Hookahville. So, I was already 2 sheets, been drinking wine all morning out of a milk carton or something, or a milk jug. So, hey guys, so we're hanging out. We all got lawn chairs, this and that, and I'm one of those people, like, I basically at those festivals, I just drank a lot, but I can't sleep really well. I got tinnitus real bad. So as soon as the sun comes up, I'm awake, and I'm usually awake before everybody else is awake. So there's nothing to do, well, at least in my mind at the time, there's really nothing to do while everybody's asleep but drink. So I'd have like 2.5 hours by myself, and I just sit there and drink. So it was one of those days, one of those mornings, a Saturday morning, and I just continued to drink wine all day, me and Elliot. And at some point during the evening, once the sun went down, I got lost. I couldn't remember where our campsite was. I couldn't remember where my friends were. I couldn't find anybody. My wallet was in my tent. I was a hot mess. I don't know, but I was inebriated enough off the wine. It was probably Franzia or something classy like that. I couldn't find my way around. So I was really genuinely upset about it. 25-year-old man, almost to the point of being in tears. It was dark out. I had no idea where I was, and was just when I had about given up hope. And remember thinking in my head I was going to just crawl up in somebody random's campsite and just curl up and go to sleep. It must have been, I mean, it seemed like a football field away, but it was probably more like 20 yards or so. I knew it. I saw Mr. Madel's silhouette, and it was over by these vending trucks. And I remember it was like the most surreal, happy feeling in my life. I think I even shed some tears of happiness and joy at the time. And I ran over and pretty much jumped up in his arms, two grown men, like a little baby, and jumped up in his arms. I was so happy to see him, and he got me back to safety, went back to our campsite, and just chilled the rest of the night. But I'll never forget that moment. Wasn't one of my happiest of my life, but for drinking wine all day, he was a superhero that day, and he's been a superhero to me ever since. So that's about all I got for the porch stories. And I'm going to give you back to Mr. Madel, and we're going to enjoy our day. All right? Summit, we're going to be at South by Southwest Music Festival here, a couple weeks. I think we're doing at least 3 showcases there. So, anybody down in Texas, come hang out with us. All right?
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. We're going to wrap it up for today, and hope you enjoyed my special guest. And I hope you're tuning in. Stay tuned for more.